So Clint, Spotleson, aka Spotty. I'm the global brand ambassador for Sagamore Rye Whiskey. And pretty much what that means is educate heavily on it, help build the brand, I'm pretty much the biggest cheerleader on the planet. So, the right way to say it. Break the pom-poms out, side flips if I can. I don't want to end up in a wheelchair, so we don't.
I mean, I was about to say, you still hit that back flip?
Not really, no. It's a worthwhile thing, though. You can.
He hasn't done a backflip in 10 years.
Practice right now, it was a year.
You ain't do a backflip.
We'll do it outside of the...
Man, look, we ain't doing outside. What's the rabbit hole? That's a rabbit hole. So it's your boys. You got Steezo, of course. B-Bulls.
Whole double.
It's your boys. We in the building, man. We just finished up the tour. Yo, shout out to Lars. This dude is educated, understands the game. And listen, what I love about the fact is Lars, and listen, I'm not trying to age myself, but he seems like a relatively young guy to be so well versed into the whiskey industry, man. How long has he been with Sagamore? Just to give him a little showtime.
I would say at least we opened the distillery in 2017. I'm going to assume probably right after COVID we had a big transition on that.
Okay.
So at least a couple years now. But the thing is, all our tour guides, they're so passionate about this place.
Yeah. I can tell. We felt it.
We felt a chance to kind of do what you saw today. Everybody gets a chance to kind of see a little bit of it, work a little bit of it. You know, I think there's not a single employee that hasn't worked the bottling line at least once, which is great. I mean,
how important is that to where you have folks that work the bottling line?
Well, you understand the culture. You understand what's going into each bottle. You're taking the time to not just check the quality of the glass, but the liquid going inside. Make sure the corks are fitting right. You don't have a bad cork in there.
Right.
When you steam it in, it's every hand on there. It makes everybody on this team feel like they contributed to this final product right here.
That's right. That's right.
And then I'm imagining like the fact that it's in Baltimore. It's not Kentucky, right?
No.
So there's a certain pride that comes from doing this in Baltimore.
Yes, 100%, 100%. I mean, this is bringing back a style that is older than America as a whole, and bringing it back and putting Baltimore back on the map where it deserves to be as one of the homes of rye whiskey in America.
Yeah, that's right. Nice. So, and sorry, Brandon. You know, obviously, Beats, Bars, and Bourbon is our brand name, but we enjoy all spirits. We enjoy whiskey in general.
God bless the spirit.
God bless the spirits. God bless the spirits. So it was actually refreshing to know that 200 years prior to bourbon even being branded America's whiskey, rye was here. The rye whiskey was here. Tell us a little bit about the history of rye and how long it's been around, if you can.
Well, yeah, no, 100%. I mean, you look at just growing patterns and then look at Europe. When people started coming over, from Europe, started setting up these different settlements and bringing distillation with them, they knew wheat and they knew rye. Corn was corn's a new world thing. So when they got over here, what are they gonna make whiskey with originally? The stuff they know. Right, so they're gonna pick rye. And you look back at George Washington's notebook, things like that, you would always find hints that they down, in Maryland because of like non-GMO era US. Back then, I mean, now you can grow corn pretty much on the moon if you really wanted to, right? But back then, naturally grew about as far north into Maryland, kind of cut out near the Pennsylvania-Maryland border.
Got you.
So they would throw it in like, hey, here's an extra grain. Obviously, the sweetness that we know now that comes from corn worked out fantastically on this. So it was give that little extra hint, sweetness, kind of made it very stylistically different from what you saw coming out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So,
that double oak has a higher concentration of corn in it, which, I mean, for me personally, it's a really good double oak. I like it. It is, what did Lars call it? He called it bourbon converter. Right. That's the phrase he used, which I totally get after tasting it.
My nickname for this is the bourbon gift is rye. That's the one that
I like that.
If you're scared of rye, there was, we get a lot of people always, and we try to convert it with everything in there, and it's easy to, because try it.
Yeah.
I personally want to go and note to say that the score is top tier. We've been on different tours. I can't even sit here and tell you how many tours we've been on. I'm not shitting you. The tour was amazing. Just the visual context, the information, and some things that I've learned.
The whiskey,
some things that I haven't learned in some distilleries. I won't shout the names out. I would just say this is top tier.
Well, you were paying attention to that.
Yeah.
He was listening.
You're just thinking cat for it, didn't you? You're just thinking
all the time. I pay attention to the wheat.
It's okay.
And no, Charles, come on, man. I just want to say that
Sagamore's tour is top tier. Please visit the tour. The chocolate is amazing.
No. All jokes aside, no. It's a great rye. Celebrating 8 years.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. So before we jump into cheers, let's talk a little bit about what that bottle is. This is front of us.
So
we haven't tasted yet.
Crack something special out. So we got quite a few that we do only at the distillery.
Okay.
This one on this is our newest one that we just premiered. It's a Jester Mead. So
Jester Mead.
the longest short story of it is we took 7-year juice. We set our barrel after we pulled it over to orchid cellars, and they used it, aged meat in it, sent it back, and we put whiskey back into it.
Aged meat.
Meat. No, honey wine.
Meat. Honey wine. Okay.
So you're gonna take it left it out to naturally ferment, throw a little bit of water in there, you'll start seeing it bubbling. A lot of people think you turn bad. It's actually what you saw with the fermentation takes earlier. That's it, coming to life.
We put our hands down there.
Yeah, they touch it and they smell the head.
Oh my God.
Oleo.
Yeah.
That shit smell like cereal.
How long have you been with the brand?
So I'm coming up on a year here pretty soon.
Okay,
I have a big background in whiskey, but kind of like the perfect stars align, if you will. You know, a brand that I really love and care about and like even long before I was associated with them. And kind of just it was a perfect marriage.
Oh man, you're definitely a quick learner. All right, to get up your speed like that. I'm sure they're happy to have you here.
Knew a little bit about whiskey beforehand. Now,
A little bit.
With this story and that product. So let's see. Yeah, let's cheers. This will be your first time trying it. Get this nose real quick before we toast this.
That smells amazing.
Like dark chocolate on it. You can put ice. Yeah, that's not nice.
For sure.
I like it.
All right, toast it up.
Wait till it tastes like this one, guys.
To celebrating 8 years of Baltimore bred rye.
Absolutely.
All right, cheers.
Health, wealth, success, and much more happiness.
There we go.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's smooth, good.
Super smooth.
That's smooth.
First thing I noticed with this one, and when I first got to taste it, one of the first things that popped out is that honey, like that viscosity you feel from honey. Kind of almost lingers on your tongue a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like you definitely pick that up. You get a little like orange nose, almost like an orange marmalade, like sweetness.
Yeah.
This one, it's all a mental thing, so it's not. There's obviously nothing added to it. It's just that like the way the honey comes off on it on the barrel,
Yeah.
it definitely leaves a little sweetness in the to the taste. Very like an old fashioned.
What char is that in the barrel? What is that for? That's number 4?
So in orange is always like number 3 to 4.
Yeah, 3 to 4.
On the individual mead barrel, I don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
That's actually a great question. I'd love to find an answer for it.
Okay.
I think a lot of it is what they need for the mead themselves, because I don't think they're trying to add too much wood flavor to it. I think they just want to have a good vessel to
This is
all fermentation.
This is slow dance music.
Yeah.
What you thinking? What's your song that comes to mind, Chief?
Thank you, back with the amazing.
Speaking of music, we are Beats, Bars, and Bourbon. So we are bourbon and hip hop. Now today we're rye.
With whiskey and hip hop.
Yeah, well I know. We're Beats, Bars, and Bourbon. That's true. We're Beats, Bars, and Bourbon. That's true.
That's true.
We can make concessions for rye because it's our sister. Right?
There you go. Sibling is what
It's our
large
sister.
sibling. Rye is the older sibling of bourbon. That's what he called it.
Now,
The granddad right here.
let's talk some hip hop.
This is Grandmaster Flash of the Glass. Is what that's
Grandmaster Flash. Can we say Grandmaster Flash of the Flash?
Mic drop.
the Flash. I like that.
Grandmaster Flash of the Flash.
There we go.
Mic drop.
Smelling the gods.
Mic drop.
But speaking of hip hop, all right, and I'm pretty sure, boy. Look, you got some grays. Slide that in. You told me you know I'm not He's already you know about some hip hop. Yeah. So look, all right, let's go back through the tapestry of hip hop, right?
Let's rock.
Who is your favorite group?
Wu-Tang. Hard. Look.
We got it.
I was doing this in the back. You guys can see it when you started talking about it. I was doing so. So can I ask you a personal before we do it?
Who's your favorite member?
Oh God, this is
You gotta give me
That's a tough one. It was like a super freak.
Give me one.
It's the super freak.
It's like picking your favorite child. You know. Let's just do it like this.
But we all got a favorite child.
Solo album. I think of all of them. Liquid Swords. All that.
100%. Hold on. Give me some.
Can't argue with that.
I'm the same.
Can't argue.
Same Swords. Saturday Night Public 2. Rake will know that. Cuban Link. The Purple Tape. That's one.
Yeah, Purple Tape.
That's close. I still like Iron Man just a little bit more.
Yeah.
What is it about the Wu? Because here's the thing. Like the Wu is so universal, right? Like, what is it about the Wu to you that does that for you?
You know, coming up I was probably about 12 when 36 Shades came out.
You were 12?
12, 13, something like that. Yeah. Holy.
Yeah, so what is this? I was smoking weed in the dorm room. Me and you both. What the hell?
Okay, think about it. You smoke weed. We're not that far off in age though, then. So,
True.
Yeah.
True.
MTV, late night. You know, TV raps, you know. That comes on.
Oh, so you corporate second.
Hey.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I did it.
Might have been the greatest. One of the greatest rap songs.
I grew up in Phoenix, so a lot of the influence was West Coast, obviously, you know, like Snoop Dogg, Dre, NWA, like that was all the early influence we had, Warren G. But then Wu-Tang comes out, you hear that, it was so gritty and grimy.
So different.
And the fact it wasn't, you know, like, and it was like 2 or 3 guys rapping was, you know.
9.
Yeah, it's 9 guys.
Yeah.
And it was just so many different styles of how they made everything work together.
Yeah.
It's almost,
The kung fu play was ill.
I mean, it's kind of like whiskey. It all just like, when they come together.
It's them dropping gems, man.
He dropped his
They call him Spotty for a reason.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
And this might be tricky for you when you said the genius. When that song came on,
Which one? MCs came to live out their name.
second.
Oh, for taking that. Okay.
I want you to tell me who was the weakest and who was the strongest
On the record.
seed on the record. Oh, bullshit me, Spotty.
Oh, weakest and the
Don't
strongest.
bullshit.
We don't wait.
Crazy about. I mean, right out
They'll
the
raise
gate,
it.
yeah.
We making enemies? We making enemies?
Right out the
out
gate,
here?
nah, it was probably the strongest. Who was the weakest?
Hold up. So that was the strongest, is what you saying.
Yeah.
I smoke on the mic.
Typically the biggest song that usually is the strongest.
Here's the strongest on that record.
Let's think of it like this. In the entire history of the group, that probably has the 2 most
Iconic.
pronounced and iconic
Yes, sir.
verses of all time.
I bomb atomically.
Yeah.
Socrates philosophy.
I'm about to say.
You on now?
Yeah. Yeah, the weakest.
Come on, man. We making new enemies out here, but we love them.
Well, who's the weakest to you?
Spotty, no, listen.
Who's the weakest to you? Let's have that.
From a time standpoint,
I played the old song by now.
The song is sorry, so we say that.
So I'm gonna help you out.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sweet Fishing on it.
Yeah.
Ghostface was the weakest, and now he's the fucking.
Oh, he's yeah.
He's the strongest. Is this guy?
Are we agreeing that Ghost was the weakest on that record?
he
Are we
thinks.
agreeing?
Well, because at the time
He was good on a lot of the albums.
What I'll say is this: for me, in my experience, I can't speak for anybody else, but it's all subjective in terms of who was weak, strong, whatever.
least favorite.
What I'll say is that I didn't think any of them were weak. To be clear, I was immersed into that whole fucking thing, just like this is different. Ghost, who you say was the weakest, had a mask on. So I'm like, who is that? It was less about his lyrics and more about like he stands out.
Look, age,
Hit it for this.
Inspector Vegetable slept on without question. As it aged,
Just like good whiskey.
the fucking
Just like good whiskey.
like the whiskey.
Oh, so
Yeah,
Ghostface.
Who aged the best? So Ghost aged probably.
Ghost aged the best. I mean, we're talking musically. Ghost aged the best. And physically, Method Man can still fight someone.
Oh, 100%.
Rip like
Yeah.
Less than a gem.
he's in the gym every day.
150-pound dumbbells.
But lyrically, I think Ghostface is probably aged.
The aged whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still. So I was just watching something. What beat was it supposed to be? It was
Let's pivot real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, it's gonna kill me.
So Wu-Tang aside, really quick, just to delve into some like modern day time hip hop beef, right?
West Coast.
I was in Phoenix a few days ago.
Yeah.
Beautiful city. Actually, shout out to the Phoenix Bourbon Room, downtown Phoenix. So we stopped through there.
It's the hotel right above it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So dope city, really close to West Coast. K-Dot. Speaking of West Coast, and let's go further.
This is out of like already
Further up. So where do you stand on the Kendrick Lamar Drake rap battle?
Give it to us. Why just gonna laugh it like that? As far as I know, Kendrick don't have ghostwriters. Let's just say it like that.
Yeah, we saw the list of ghostwriters for Drake. Oh, Kendrick didn't have it.
Repeat it.
That's said a lot.
As far as I know, he does not have ghostwriters.
Does not have ghostwriters. Period. Point blank here like this story, okay?
Not like that. This is already. I mean, this is borderline.
It's a legendary record.
This is borderline if this isn't the greatest diss song of all time. It's
close.
They're top three. Top three diss songs of all time.
oh god,
I agree.
Tupac, I think is on that right there.
Let's hear him out. Let's see his third. His third. You know, this is my best friend. What's the third?
I did.
Not like wait. Not like us.
That his name is.
And one more.
I think Ice Cube takes third.
No Vaseline.
I think Ice Cube takes third.
Fine supplements. No, that's such a bird. Man, he's from Arizona. Come on, Daddy.
Come on. Stop. So clearly Kendrick Lamar won the battle, which we all agree.
Yeah.
First of all,
I'm a big K-Dot
you
guy.
giddy as hell about this whole conversation. You're a big K-Dot fan.
I'm gonna cut it.
Is that a whole thing?
Just tell me Ostradamus, okay?
Right now, this generation is by far the most talented person of this generation.
Say that one more time.
Most talented of this generation.
Absolutely.
Now, hold on. That's right. Look, we had a conversation a couple years ago where I was like, Kendrick Lamar is the best rap artist in the last 25 years.
Yes.
Right? They didn't agree with me. They did not agree with me. But their take did not age well.
Right?
They did not age well.
I never said
aged well.
I said Drake.
No, hell no. But no, you want to know what
I
I
stand
said?
up and just end this interview.
He said, no. He said a little bit.
No, there's layers to this conversation. Right, there's layers to this conversation.
Layers.
Don't
even try.
No, that's not going to do. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. What I will give Kendrick is this. So while it's on camera, what I will say is Kendrick Lamar, hands down, is the best rap artist today. There's no question about it. He is the best rap artist today. Mm-hmm. He ain't got the best rap. He's now top 5 rap. This record, he's top 5 creativity in terms of videos and live performances. Influences. I give Kendrick all of that. Mm-hmm. But he ain't better than Lupe lyrically.
Before you guys go to
Sorry.
Before you guys go to argue and think about this conversation,
I'm not gonna take it there.
7,000 views in. If there was no Lupe, there would be no Kendrick.
Kung Fu Kenny.
Stop playing.
Listen, we digress. Let's bring it back to Sagamore. I had a question about the Jester Mead cask finish.
There we go.
Back here. So what's the proof on this?
101.
101 proof. Okay. 7-year age.
100. 7-year age initially, then. I never barrel, so 9 years total.
So 9 years total. Okay. So the mead barrel was an additional 2 years.
Yes.
Okay.
So then, obviously, with the 8-year, our distillery, early on, we did start with MGP.
Okay.
As a lot of companies did. You'd be surprised at the amount of whiskey, bourbon, rye, especially rye.
Okay.
You've had that actually comes from there. And there's some major brands of their rye that's produced by them, and they just don't really announce it all the way. With this one, though, we had to start somewhere. But the idea was when we got the distillery open, started integrating our product year by year till now, where we're
Orchard
on everything.
Orchard cellar. Okay.
Yeah, so that's Jester's home right there.
Okay.
All right, question. What is the future of the brand? Where's the brand going from here?
Well, you can see extended growth on our Maryland Core 3. So it's trying to become I love to see it personally, but I think as a company, we want to see small batch in every single bar in Maryland. Like in every single batch.
Yeah.
To a point where when you're thinking, hey, I want to have a cigar with Boyz, Double Oak becomes your go-to.
Yeah.
You tried it today, the 123 proof cask strain. Woo! Riches. Yeah. Beautiful. It's gonna be.
I called it. I said 120 plus proof.
Yeah.
When I
You did.
Yeah.
So the big one is that with the limiteds, we're trying to pull away a little bit more and just keep them as a distillery. Give people a reason to come to Baltimore. We'll do a couple here there year. Like we'll have a 10-year later this year. Okay. First time we're gonna do a 10-year with some that just the 9-year was extremely well received. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was just in Georgia last week and everywhere was like, yeah, why can't we get any more? Like, it was a limited release. Places sold out before the whole season hit the shelves.
The fact that we travel with this, and I see Sagamore in different states and places. I'm talking about
13 countries.
Speakeasies. I'm talking we got beat. We had speakeasies. We in dark places. We're just the bourbon and whiskey people just fucking
ride. Yep.
We see Sagamore, and I'm like, oh. So,
when
we say God bless the spirits, and we speak into the universe, me and my partner spoke into the universe, and we see a barrel pick with us, with you, and we're going to market it. And it's going to be about 3 or 4 different Sagamores blended in. Baltimore
And what are some of the things that you guys are doing in the city of Baltimore?
Well, I mean, you look, I mean, even today with our age here, we live music on the thing. We're trying to get people back into, you know, bringing the community as a whole back. We want to have a common ground where they can meet. So right around the distillery, we're trying to build that culture with, you know, during the summer we do whiskey on the waterfront, live music, food trucks, just have something fun that you can bring the family to.
Yep.
But, you know, you can have the kids there, but you can still have a little fun on the side, you know, just possibly don't drag your kids with you. But yeah, make sure on that one. You know, being able to get out there, have a bite to eat, listen to some music, and just have a seat. I mean, you see it; it's great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's right in Inner Harbor. It's just such a
Beautiful compound, spot to beautiful compound.
100%. And I'll say, man,
Close this out.
like Sagamore and Kevin Plank has done a lot in terms of investing into the city. I personally partnered with them with Weller Development to do an event with my company, and they didn't have to do it, but because of their investment in the city, like in their passion to invest back in the city, they chose to partner with us. So I understand firsthand the infusion of goodwill into Baltimore City through the company.
Yes, sir.
Look at us as a company. You know, when we started with Kevin, he's, you know, sold it off, and we're part of Serrano now. But I mean, Serrano, I mean, our corporate's now across the street. We moved here because we love the community and we wanted to bring it all together. It keeps help take some of that culture on within us as a company as a whole. So.
For sure.
Fine, it's really becoming its own little city here.
Oh yeah,
It is.
I watched it.
we're a grocery store away from never having to leave. That's all we need.
Like, I don't want to leave from around here.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And we love it, man. Keep innovating, man. Like Baltimore needs you guys.
Definitely.
For sure.
So we love being in that position, be able to be those that help push, you know, Baltimore into the 21st century and help just the city grow and become what it used to be, just be this beautiful place again.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yo, appreciate Sagamore Spirit, appreciate Spotty. Shout out to Tamika. She's not on camera. She the one who got this shit going, man. Yeah, man. She got this shit going. Shout out to her. So we're here today because of Tamika. And we appreciate the Sagamore Spirit team. You guys are doing amazing work here in Baltimore. We're just glad to be a part of this whole little experience today, man.
100%.
Thanks for joining us.